Howdy there, fellow Rocketeers. I hope you're ready to blast off to the moon. Anyway, we're having a nice little sesh today. I'm testing out some new glass. I actually broke my Peak Pro top the other day, like one of my Friday streams. I just got really lit off some sparkling wine. Had a bunch of hits, and you know what? There was a big hit. It hit the floor, and look. I had to hit the shops to see who's got some new tops because I wanted to try some stuff out. I'm actually excited to try these out because the top that I had is hard to come by. Not everybody was able to find it regularly. And I genuinely need to just try some more stuff out because the glass does make a huge difference. I was actually going to record this yesterday, but my air conditioner went out. I don't know if you've ever been in Florida and had your air conditioner go out in the middle of a workout. It's not fun. I was like working up a good sweat. I was like, man, I am killing it today. And it was just like a ridiculous amount of sweat. I was like, there's no way this is for real. Went over and looked at the thermostat and was like, all right, buddy, you got to chill for a sec. But look, we got some sunshine coming through the window to make my clouds look even larger. I got some donuts. Look, who doesn't like donuts? This one's bigger than this one. They got some sprinkles. They got some chocolate frosting on it. I haven't tested any of these except I've done some pulls on them, you know, just to make sure I got the right water levels. But we're going to test them all out here, and I'm going to let you know which is my favorite. Actually, I got a couple more. One of these is a dry one. I'm sitting here putting water in it. I was rinsing it out. I'm like, you know, where's the percolator in here? And I was like, oh, it's a dry top. I've actually been meaning to get a dry top, so I'm glad that I accidentally ordered one. And if you're interested where I got these, I think most of these are Pulsar. I might have a code over there, but these were from Boom. Actually, I can't put the link here, but if you go over to my Twitch chat or my Discord and you type exclamation boom, boom, I'll have some more info for you over there. But let's just try this guy out right here. My other top, I had an issue. It made it heavy towards the back. This one has a little bit of weight backwards, but it's not as bad. The other one, I felt like it was always bouncing. If I set it on the slightest uneven surface, it was ready to fall. This one seems pretty solid. All right, let's see how it rips. This one has a nice tight pull on it. Ooh-wee! Where my Q-tips at? All right, so the little donut here, very tight pull. Looks like it's actually recycling water through the donut. That's kind of cool. Didn't have any issue with it splashing in my mouth, but I will say, I think this was the hardest one to put water in. It seemed to have the tightest airflow when I was filling them up at the sink, but also it was hard to get water in. Sometimes when you put water in a Peak top, it ends up in that little bottom compartment, which you don't want it trapped in the bottom because if it tilts forward and that spills out, it's going right towards the electronic part of your device. You want to make sure the bottom is empty. And this one, I did struggle a little bit getting the water out, but we got it. It's working out. I just wanted to check to see if any water made its way back in, but no, we are set here. I say we go right for the bigger donut. I'll do the dry one next. And I'm not going to lie. This one looks really cool. There's a surprising amount of water in here. It just kept putting more, and I'm like, it's not splashing in my mouth. Put a little bit more water. It's not splashing in my mouth, which that's actually a little trick or a little tip if you're seshing with other people. And this happens a lot if you bring your Peak to like a sesh or any e-rig. Some people, they just pull on it too hard. No matter what you say, if you say pull low and slow, give it a super light pull, they start sucking the soul out of it. So one thing I found is just put a little extra water in the glass. Put enough to where if you pull too hard, you're gonna splash yourself. It's really good with the default top, but it also works with some other pieces. If you're seshing with other people and you don't want them just sucking melted wax reclaimed through your rig, just put just a smidge extra water in there. All right, we've got donut number 2. It was having trouble focusing. We got donut number 2 over here. This one felt like it had a really light pull without the piece, so we're gonna see how it hits. I felt like I'm like right at the cusp of splashing, although I was hitting it upright. I wasn't thinking about tilting it back at the time. But this one, the water's just chilling halfway through the donut. It might be hard to see, but it might. I don't know if you can faintly see it. It's like towards the bottom of the donut. Sip before you rip. This one looks a little stubby. I like it. Woo-wee! This one has a really light pull to it. It doesn't feel as good as some of the other glass I used, but it's also not bad. I did get a couple of splashes there, which I wasn't anticipating. But like I said, I was testing it upright, so tilting it back, I guess you just have an easier chance of getting the water up. Nothing bad though, like literally a couple drops touched my lip. But it didn't feel like it was doing as good of a job as the previous one. This one had a tighter pull, but it's got like a nice percolation on it. This one, I think it just, the air goes into the donut and there's nothing. It looks like it's just a straight line into water, which is fine. It's concentrate. You don't really need to do too much. But I felt like the smaller donut provided a little more percolation and gave me a better hit, which is one of the factors with the glass for your Peak Pro. It's going to change your hit. It can make it easier to do, harder to do. You could have a tighter pull, a looser pull, nice and smooth recycling, or some pieces really the percolation kind of struggles. It's like a hard pull to get everything through. But the water in between just makes it a little bit easier than if you were to do it dry, which brings me to the next one. I think we got a drop in there. I've been meaning to get a dry top for my Peak Pro because I like the proxy, right? I use it a lot. I use the dry version of it more than I use like a bubbler for it. Now with this, I just get like a similar dry hit to a proxy, but I get a little bit more customization. I can obviously do a larger hit with the 3D XL on there. And the best part about it is it looks like a stack of donuts. Like, bro, donuts. Donut. All right, maybe I should have saved this one for last, but I didn't. So here we go. No, we're fine. It just, if it's dry, just take an extra sip. I think that's how it works. Pretty lit. I'm over here like, what camera angle am I going for? I don't know, I'm lit. I'm really just like messing around with some donuts. Oh bro, like I'm speed running these hits right here. I'm doing like decent sizes, but I've only been recording for like 14 minutes and 20 seconds. No, trust me, it's better this way. The last hits are weaker because I didn't give my lungs a break. Don't worry. It's better this way. This one kind of looks fire with the green peak. What do they call it? The forest? Flourish. I knew that. I didn't Google it. Damn, I was like, it has like a sick name. All right, so look, this one's got a lot of water in it, but it wasn't splashing. It's got a nifty little mouthpiece set up here. It wasn't splashing into my mouth. Let's get it. Oh, I think I'm like high and trying to get the clouds in the spot of sunlight through the window because it looks sick. It looks doper. Yeah, that one was probably the nicest. Like the other ones, nifty donuts, haha, fun. The dry ones, I would say it's in a different category. That one I'm gonna use for different reasons. But this one, definitely the nicest pull. I think they call it like the Fab shower head. Nice smooth pull. Very easy. Very solid hit. I don't know if it's because like I was sitting on the floor, but if you start lower, like if you smoke while you're sitting on the floor and then you stand up, you're getting higher when you stand, but you got higher from the... Anyway, I'm higher than I thought. Come get higher on Twitch. You're hired. You're hired on Twitch. Have a lit day, my dudes.